All right, so it's time for what's trending this morning, and it's very awesome, isn't it? Sammy, behave yourself. Now, let's get into what's trending this morning, and we'll start off with Ofori Amponsah. Ofori Amponsah says that I'm sad and disappointed that Lumba took credit for my works. Now, legendary high life artist Charles Kojofosu, popularly known as Daddy Lumba, has been accused by his mentee Ofori Amponsah of taking credit for all his ideas. Now, Daddy Lumba and Ofori Amponsah seem to have had issues in the past, as the high life artist has called out his mentor for denying him the credit for his works. Now, Daddy Lumba and Ofori Amponsah worked together when Ofori was just 18 years of age. Daddy Lumba trained him and also released an album together with him titled Ohochere. Now, Daddy Lumba, however, was introduced on the album as the owner, while Ofori Amponsah was introduced as the guest artist. After 23 years, Ofori Amponsah has come out to claim that the album was supposed to be in his name and not Daddy Lumba's. He also disclosed that there was no agreement whatsoever that Daddy Lumba's name will be placed on the album as well. Now, he disclosed that it should have been his name on the album, not Daddy Lumba's. Now, and that's.
Wait, is he all right? Wait.
It's a big problem, you see.
No. Yeah. This one's not problem. Is Ofori Amponsah all right?
Yes, he is.
He's all right.
Pretty much.
Or he just wants to talk, so he's talking. Somebody
better.
You don't have a career. Somebody has the career, decides to help you. What album
helping me doesn't mean that you should make an album that is my album, your album.
How was that album his album?
He wrote
everything. He did Ohochere, so it's his album.
Yeah, but I mean, Rosie, it's.
I put one of your songs on my album and the album becomes yours when we have about 16 songs on an album.
According to what he's saying right now,
the whole album is his.
Look as if that was the agreement.
So he sang throughout the album. I want to hear from Ofori Amponsah. I want to hear you say that you had 16 songs on that album that was written by you, sang by you, and you only featured Daddy Lumba. I understand. But if it's only Ohochere and you want to be credited for Ohochere and that whole album, then I have a problem with it.
So now, something he said over here, and he says he was actually asked who made the changes, that switch of not your album, it's my album. And he said, I don't actually know, but that was one of my episodes in life. I can say that it was painful episode because it wasn't supposed to be Daddy Lumba featuring Ofori Amponsah. It was supposed to be Ofori Amponsah featuring.
Is it the song or is the album?
It says the song, and then he was also put in on an album which belonged to him, but eventually it was made to believe that the album was for Daddy Lumba, and it was because Daddy Lumba at the time was established.
I don't get it.
Was someone
I'm
who
a
was
bit
just
confused. On an album, you don't have anything less than 10 songs on an album. Now, if that 10 songs, you have just about 2 songs with your voice on there, how is the album yours? Because I don't think Daddy Lumba will have 10 songs on an album with Ofori Amponsah featuring in all 10.
No, that's true. I mean, really.
So how is your album?
Yeah, but
you can come out to tell me that song, maybe there's a typo here. Maybe it is the song he's claiming, which is understandable. And even with that I read the story again yesterday. If you even put that song on his album, he cannot say it's you featuring him on his album. It is his album that he has put it on, so it's still his song. You could have released it solo.
The argument is around the fact that Ofori Amponsah at the time was not mega. That number was mega, so it took away a lot of shine from him, and I think that is what is better about, and the fact that number couldn't go out and say that, oh, this belongs to this guy, let me take a step back and let the guy shine, at that time. I think he's just better about the whole experience.
He's better about even his career in the Christian industry that didn't work. It's better about everything, obviously.
Yeah.
Because you can't come and tell me that because of Ohochere, we should have told you that we should have credited the album to you. It's not possible. If that album has 10 songs, and the 10 songs you only featured on 2, we can't credit that album to you. Even if you wrote it. Even if you wrote all the 10 songs and you sang on only 2, it's not yours.
For me, reading from all this, I think that, he's had a bad experience with
a lot in life itself. In life.
He's prophesied that
he's still prophesying.
Donald Trump will go to prison.
He's still prophesying.
The hearing of the insurance.
We'll get him help.
So let's see how. Ofori Amponsah is master of what? Man and jack of all trades.
He used to make some good songs. I used to Cinderella, one of my favorite tunes.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. No,
but unfortunately, life has given him lemons, and he couldn't make lemonade out of it.
Yeah.
So he comes out and he's still bitter about a lot. Maybe he should see a psychologist to help him pour out his pain. No, just to pour out his pain. It's always good. You know, this part of the world, we always feel psychologist means that you are mad or you have a mental problem. No, sometimes you have something in you that doesn't allow you to live your full potential because of your past.
Some people to see psychologists means they are mad, actually.
No, he's not mad.
Okay.
No, I mean, this is one of my favorites. Please open the volume for me. Hey. Boom.
Did they take Buga?
Oh, yes. That's how we were doing the dance. That's what I'm looking for you.
It'd be sexy go dance. Yeah. Okay. Oh, check it for me. That's shot. And there was another one like that. Then you go this way.
And then there was this one. Don't we love Ofori Amponsah? We love him to bits. But hey, Ofori Amponsah,
take it easy.
Yeah, I know about you.
Life,
say well.
It be so noisy.
Yeah. What's the next story?
Yeah, okay, somewhere like that. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's talk about 10 years, in putting a lot of work together to make sure that musicians get to feel, like they also belong to a certain genre.
Yes.
Is not excited about the way Ghanaians have been treated. He says that Nigerians treat me better.
No, it's because there was a video that was released on Netflix.
Yeah, the documentary.
The documentary, and he feels he did similar, and it wasn't. He didn't receive the kind of support. Can we call him? Is it possible to call him?
It's the KFD. You know what I'm saying? Ghanaians fraud. You don't pay us no. Ghanaians.
Can we call him? Can we call the grandpapa? Because I heard him yesterday on radio. He was so hurt. You could feel.
Right, your story is always.
You could feel the pain in his voice.
But he's a free bird. And that's one thing I like about him. He's just
and I feel his pain. When you put in so much work, but it's not recognized, and somebody else does it, and it's highly recognized, and it's about time we put some, respect on some names,
on his name,
and he in particular deserves that kind of respect, and I feel him.
Well, so some of the things that he said in the interview, and I want to quote him, and it says, now that this new documentary Afrobeat is out, people are saying I never did something like that. I did it 10 years ago, and it's lying down. It is extensive. Everybody was featured in it, including Bradford and Co.
I think he can go for the grant. The $10 million grant. He can use it to bring it out again.
No.
Oh no, we can. I think, let me see if I have Reggie's number.
This is a new direction.
Hold on, let me see if I have
Reggie Rockstone's number.
Yeah, I think Okay, so my producer, please call Reggie. Let's see if we can get. Yes, I got the number.
Let's try and see. Yeah. Reggie Rockstone will try and talk to us this morning. Let's find out exactly.
Okay, the network is actually
what has been.
Let's call him and see if we can get. Yes, we can.
Yeah. So he says that he did this 10 years ago, and you guys never paid attention to it. And he says this is why I tell you I feel disrespected. We don't value our own. Listen, the documentary I can say to you is better than the one you watched.
Yes, we want to see it. We want to see it.
Reggie. But I love Reggie Rockstone, man.
I love that man.
He's a beautiful soul. His house got flooded on Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw it.
The cover of yes.
So, but you see, if you live in an environment that it never gets flooded, and all of a sudden it gets flooded, and there's a cause to worry, it means that the people in that area, they're not doing something right, especially if there's no construction.
Yeah.
You know, then you know there's something wrong somewhere. Because previous years, you'd never experienced it.
Yeah.
Why are you now experiencing it? Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Is it the people? Is it the government? What's happening? But yesterday we had Honorable Henry Porte tell us that if you've built,
we are all part of it.
Where you're not supposed to build,
that's another problem.
Coming for you.
Yeah, it's coming for
you.
It's coming.
I'm coming for you.
So I mean, you know, Reggie Royston actually celebrated Slimbasta on his birthday. And after celebrating him, he went and he tweeted again that I heard you saying a lot of trash about him. It's okay. No, he said, it's okay. You can go ahead. I regret them. He wished him well. He celebrated him. He said, you're not the best that have, you know, did this, blah, 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 blah. But yo, I heard you say some trash about me on your platform.
Okay, that's Reggie, and that's one of my favorites of his.
He said, yes, stand up. I had a friend.
Oh,
I had a friend, who loved the song, but never got the chorus right.
What was she saying? But you know, Reggie came out as, you know, that slangs, you know, giving us the American vibes and all of that.
It was the age at that time, man.
Hey, like, that time when we talk about Reggie Rock, we're talking about Reggie Rockstone.
You know, Yamasante.
Anyway, that's it. Unfortunately, we couldn't reach him, but we'll try and reach him probably tomorrow. And speak to him. But our next story, KMJ.
Let me see. So, who are we getting into right now? Bridget to Manasseh. Hey, Temata. Lots of Ghanaian media personalities are cowards. Now, Ghanaian journalist Manasseh Azuri Awuni explained why it is sometimes dicey to defend or fight for colleague journalists in other media houses when matters of their poor condition of services spring up. Now, his comment comes after broadcaster Bridget Otu took to Twitter on Tuesday to call out Dr. Kobnado for failing to pay the monthly salaries of journalists, reporting indicate that some staff haven't been paid in the last 9 months. Bridget demanded the management of the station do the right thing instead of laying off some staff who protested over unpaid salaries. In a separate tweet, she also charged Anaba Anamwa to defend her staff who have been directed to stay off air. But reacting to the matter, Manasseh, in a Facebook post on July 5th, wrote that defending his colleagues can be deadly, especially when he doesn't work for that media outlet. And says, if you're a journalist, one thing you should be careful about is fighting for journalists in another media house. It's deadly. His post read. Now, in a counter statement, the celebrated female broadcaster lamented how senior journalists have failed to call station managers and owners to order over poor conditions of service of journalists. Now, she again also urged her colleagues not to allow themselves to be abused just because they want to appear on television or keep their position at work. This is true. You can lose fake friends in the process. The irony about a lot of media personalities, they are cowards deep down and will throw you under the bus, and they demand of the politician and the very thing they can't even demand of their colleagues or management. Bridget Otu reacted to that post by Manasseh Azuri.
It's been a back and forth with this particular issue.
Yeah.
It's alleged that, you know, EIB hasn't paid their workers over 9 months. Some of them decided to protest. It's alleged again that those who were protested, especially the on-air personnel, have been asked to go off air. And those who are not on air have also been asked to go home. And it's quite sad to hear this. I don't know if it's true, but if it's true, then it's really, really bad, you know, because they have the right to their money.
Yeah.
Like I said, Kromayeshi. So working for 9 months with no salary, and when the person protests, you take the person off air or you tell the person to go home is a no-no. Now, people came at Bridget saying she should have just called Nanaba because they are friends. So don't call Nanaba out on social media. Just pick up a phone, call her. If you're calling her, you're not getting through to her, send her a message. That's why there's WhatsApp. Why come fight this war on social media? The two of them have their thing going on. They've been friends over the years. They know how they solve their problems. Sometimes they call themselves out on Twitter. Other times they call them... Exactly. So Nobody can speak to it. The only thing is that Manasseh says, you know what, Bridges, just be careful. But Bridges says, I need to stand up for the people. Because we are the same people that we are always sitting on TV criticizing the government. Now, this government is doing that. But in our home, we can't even fix our problems. That's an issue. You are not fixing your problem, but you're quick to criticize the government? Why so? Fix your problem and then criticize somebody else. Unim said, I said, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Can we get that song? If you live in a, it's a reggae song. You should find it now.
Glass house, don't throw stones.
Sammy.